Hello, internets.
And interwebs.
I am Scott. I hope I never get stuck in the Bermuda Triangle because I flunk geometry. Car. And with me, as always, is...
Robert, un burro mi robo los pantalones, James.
And would you like to translate for us non-Spanish speaking people?
A donkey stole my pants.
Are you going to tell us in English?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Because it sounds so cool in Spanish.
So many things are wrong with you. Okay,
absolutely.
So we are two guys who watch movies, and today we are two guys who are going to talk about movies. And the movie we are going to be talking about is Black Widow.
I mean, something like it.
Something like that.
Yes. You know. And of course, this is the latest edition of Unscripted and Mostly Harmless. You almost got it by me.
What is this? Happy Gilmore? Jeez. Okay. So, for those of you living in a cave, Black Widow is a Marvel movie, the most recent Marvel movie, which is, of course, a prequel, sort of. It basically is not happening during the present day. It takes place right after Civil War.
Post-Civil War, pre-Avengers Infinity War. Yep.
Right, exactly. For those, do we want to do a quick synopsis?
Super quick
synopsis. So right after Civil War, hey, the government is not happy with Black Widow. They want to arrest her. So, not really having any friends over here, she decides to go to Russia to her old family. Oh no, actually, she tries to hide out somewhere.
Yes.
And due to a package she got, she ends up getting thrown into this whole mess that she thought she was already done with. I think that's the best.
That's a good synopsis.
I think that's a much better way of putting it. Yeah.
Major, huge spoilers.
Well, we try to keep the spoilers down.
We'll try to keep it spoiler free in the beginning, but we'll definitely give you a heads up.
Yeah, no spoiler warning just yet, but we will put it up once we get to that point. So, as always, we will be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, you want to start with some good?
Any softcore ugly?
I don't have any softcore ugly this time.
Told you people I was going to make a shirt.
Yep. I don't know if you got any this time, but I don't. No softcore ugly.
No softcore ugly?
No, not this time.
I got some hardcore ugly you're going to stick around for.
You're wearing the wrong shirt. We
I know.
Get you a new one. All right, so let's start off with the good. You want to start with the good, or should I start? You can start with the good.
Shirts are expensive, though. I just want you to know that. Anyway, they are.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't know what that has to do with the good. How is that a good?
The violence.
You should have saved that for the ugly.
The violence.
No, I'm saying you should have saved for the ugly the fact that shirts are expensive. Go on with the violence.
The violence. That was good. It was very good. For a Marvel movie that was rated PG wah, the violence was very violent.
So very good violence.
Everything hurt. The fight choreography was really, really impressive for a Marvel movie. Black Widow has always been a fun character to watch engage in combat, and they dialed it up to 10. That is my good. My good is the action scenes. The violence level was not kiddied down.
You mentioned several times while watching this, you were not only pleasantly surprised, but also were mentioning about how much it hurt to watch.
Some of the moves, and I'm not sure if I'm probably not going to be able to buy this film before this is released, but I do want to put scenes here that made me cringe. If not, just imagine people's head being slammed into objects and various painful things.
The most painful one I can think of is one that Black Widow did. Once again, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but one that Black Widow did that involved a table and herself.
Oh, yes.
And that really, that hurt.
Yes.
That hurt to watch. I doubt she, once again, they have stunt people and stuff like that. And they're not actually doing that. That's not a real table. But boy, did it feel like it was a real table.
And it looked, again, everything looked believable and real. There was nothing that you went, oh, God, no human could do that. Well, absolutely. With the right training, everything, well, except for with, can I say him? He's not a spoiler.
Who?
Red Guard.
Oh, Red Guardian. Red Guardian. Well, no, he's in the trailer.
Yeah, he's
Red
a
Guardian's
superhero, so his moves obviously not real. But everything that the Widows did or whatnot was completely believable.
No, the Red Guardian was in the trailer. I don't see that as a spoiler. I mean, they have the whole thing where in the trailer they have him wearing the outfit. It still fits, you know. Yes. Cool. But I want to do I think that's a great segue into mine when you're talking about realistic and all that stuff. My good is I was amazed at the sophistication and level of some of the special effects with this one. I think they went to a new level with it because there are certain aspects of this. Now, when you're watching a movie like this, you know certain things are fake. You know there's no way. There is no way they filmed all this debris falling out of the air and people going through things and stuff like that. But yet at the same time, I find myself completely believing that she is free falling through debris, landing on top of a building, hitting something, and then leaping off of it. This did not, in the previous films before this, it looks like CG. It feels like CG. Yeah. It doesn't feel real at all. It feels like you got little CG puppets doing this stuff. I did not for a second in other films feel like it was a real person doing it, but it was still entertaining. I still enjoyed watching it, that sort of thing. This one, there were certain times, and it's like, I wonder how they did this. Yeah. Because it feels like she's really there, really doing this. Like, obviously, she's not. It's not possible. But there was a couple scenes I found myself wondering, how did they pull this off? How did they make this? I'm sure it involves blue screens and a lot of wire work. Yeah. But at the same time, I did find myself wondering, just how did they pull this off? And that says a lot when you're at the level that we are to this day where we see this stuff on such a regular basis. But it feels fake. It doesn't feel real. And to make it feel real when we know it's fake, to me, that's an accomplishment. And to me, that's why I have to put that in as good. I was surprised with some of the special effects that they pulled off. Not all of them. Like you said, some of the things the Red Guardian does because of the super strength. He's got super strength, so because of some of the things he does, whatever. It's not realistic. But some of the things that Black Widow did, especially toward the end there, just amazing.
How are you still walking? Right.
Yeah. Well, how are you making me actually believe she's landing on a piece of debris falling thousands of feet from the stratosphere and actually cutting stuff and fighting with someone? How is he? I'm actually believing this is happening.
Yeah.
I don't feel for a second like this isn't real. I know it isn't real, but I feel like it's real.
Props to the stunt team.
To the stunt team, to the special effects team, to the sound department, to whoever freaking edited it. I mean, all of those departments had to be spot on to make this feel real.
Yeah.
You even have one of them mess up, it's going to feel fake. Simple as that. Which is why a lot of them feel fake, because someone just doesn't bring their A game. It happens.
Hulk. Yeah. But anyway.
But that's another good. You have another one?
No.
I have another one.
Unfortunately.
I have another good. Now, you probably will disagree with me, because I bet you're going to probably land him in the bed or something. But another good for me is Red Guardian.
Oh, no.
I love that character. Oh, my God. I hope we get more Red Guardian, because David Harbour just knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
For comic relief, he was not annoying for a second.
That's the thing. He's comic relief, and he at the same time, he feels like he's part of this story. Like, he's not there just for the heck of it. He feels like he is an actual part of the story, despite the fact, when you actually take a step back from the story, he's really not there for anything, is he?
No.
I mean, honestly, he doesn't do anything, but yet he feels like he's part of this story because of the whole family element.
Right.
Because they have a whole family element. And because of that, he feels like he's a part of the story, despite the fact he does really very little for plot-wise. In fact, I don't think he did anything plot-wise, other than to tell them that the mother was still part of the organization. Other than that, he really wasn't there for anything.
No.
But boy, was he entertaining. Oh, man, I just absolutely loved every scene he was in. And I would love to see more with this character because the character is so in his own little world.
Yes.
He does not seem to get the reality of the situation, And I would always love to see what would happen if he did get the reality of the situation, if he did grow as a character and stuff like that. I think there's so much you could do with this because for him, he's the Russian super soldier who's got this grudge against Captain America, which is so stupid. But
he said they fought.
Yeah, and they pointed out the fact that he's lying.
But no, I don't. Is this spoiler? No, it's not spoiler unless you haven't read the comics from the '90s. And
yeah,
spoiler for comics from the '90s. In Cap's timeline, they could have fought. Mm-hmm. There's a split timeline.
Yeah,
it could have been one of the fake Captain Americas.
Yeah.
So when he says I fought Captain America, he may not be lying.
Yeah.
Granted, the guy said, "Well, Cap was nice in '86."
Yeah. Well, they're just pointing out the fact that he was in the real Captain America was in the ice, so he couldn't have.
Right. He couldn't have fought Steve Rogers.
He couldn't have fought Steve Rogers. Now, who knows if he actually fought someone, or if he's just making it up?
I don't think they're done with that.
No,
they made too much of a big deal out of that fight.
Well, I suspect what it really is that they're testing the waters. If people say, "Hey, I love the Red Guardian. Hey, I want to see more Red Guardian," they've got the door open. They can give us more Red Guardian. They can do more with the character.
Right.
If people are like, "Oh my God, he was so stupid. Oh, I can't believe you did that. Oh, I hope we never see him again," they can just quietly
dismiss him and move on.
Exactly.
You'll never see him again.
Exactly. So I hope it gets out there. Hey, we need more Red Guardian. I think he was great. I would love to see more. I think David Arbor did such a good job with the character. I really do. But I love him in most things he does. I think he's a great actor, and I loved his interpretation of this character. I hope I see more.
I agree.
So that is most of the good I can think of. You said you couldn't think of anything else.
No.
I do want to mention a couple small ones just real quick.
Softcore good.
Yeah, softcore good. Here we go. So even though a lot of people are probably going to not be happy about it, I did kind of like the Taskmaster twist. I'm not going to go into what it is because that is spoiler territory, but I liked it. I thought it was interesting because Taskmaster to me has always been like a villain with an interesting power, but not an interesting villain, if that makes sense. I never found the villain very interesting, but I found the power interesting. So to go and take that character and still give that character an interesting power, but then add a twist to make the character more interesting, I liked, at least as far as I'm concerned. I thought that made the character more interesting than in the original comics. That's just my opinion. Other than that, the woman who plays Black Widow's sister, absolutely love. I'm glad that we're going to get more of her.
Agreed.
I am personally very happy with her. I thought she was great. I thought they did a really good job with her. Another good. I really felt like they were sisters.
Oh, the chemistry on-screen chemistry between those two actresses
was
spot
great.
on.
In fact, technically the whole family, the whole dinner scene with the family, you feel like they're a family. They're a dysfunctional family, but a family.
Aren't we all?
Exactly. But you really felt like this was a family.
Yeah.
I really like that as well. So a lot of good in there. A lot of things that I really appreciated in this film, and I really am looking forward to seeing more of this. I don't know what you want to call her, the new Black Widow or whatever. Who knows? Maybe they'll give her a different name because I can't remember if in the comics if she went by a different name or not. But I'm going to call her the new Black Widow for now.
Deal with it, people.
Yeah. And I look forward to her personally because I thought the actress did great. I love the fact that she's doing the Russian accent the whole time.
Yes.
That was the one thing I didn't agree with the original Black Widow was that she never spoke with the Russian accent. No offense to Scarlett Johansson. I think she's a great Black Widow, but I would have loved it more if she would have constantly gone back and forth with the Russian accent. Because in the comics, she can speak with American accent, but she prefers to do the Russian accent.
Right.
She almost always speaks usually with the Russian accent and goes with the American accent when she's usually undercover or whatever, or trying to put people at ease. Before
she kills them.
Yeah, exactly. She's good at it. Okay. I think I've gone on and on and on enough with the good. Let's get to the bad.
The bad.
And you're going to have to start with this because I don't have much in this category.
I think we're going to have to do our spoiler warning here.
Really?
Yep.
My bad, and this is something we can say about a lot of these Marvel films. Just how much damage can these people take? Here's the thing. I just talked about how realistic some of the special effects were. But one thing that's unrealistic is certain scenes where they take a bunch of damage where it's like, okay, you've got broken bones now.
You're not walking home.
You're not walking again.
Ever.
You've got a broken spine at this point. Just certain scenes. And it's, the thing with Black Widow was that they did try to make a lot of it realistic. So oddly enough, there's certain times they do address this. There's one time she's got to, I think, put her arm back because she broke her arm and they had to put it back in place. So there are times that they do address this. And there's other times they just kind of, well, we're going to glance over this.
Well, yeah, the sister, I'm so bad with names. She cut her arm bad enough that Black Widow had to stitch it up and remember, but then the arm is never an issue for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's
so yeah, that's definitely a bad.
And then, toward the beginning, Black Widow falls, and the fall would have killed her. So they had it that she hits one balcony, and then another balcony, and then a bunch of metal boxes, and then another balcony, and then some more metal. I think that made it worse, but they're supposed to make it better.
Does the word pinball mean anything to you?
That's the thing. I'm watching this, but bam, 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 and it's like, how does she not have like all her limbs broken at this point?
Contusions, concussions, broken bones.
Exactly. Yeah. I guess maybe it's supposed to be, well, she knows how to take a fall or something like that. But even to that, I mean, only to a degree.
Right.
You know? And unfortunately, this is a problem with superhero films. You can get away with it with certain characters. If Steve Rogers pulls this off, it's the super soldier serum. He's more durable. He can take more damage. Okay, I get that. But when you got someone like Hawkeye or Black Widow, who are not supposed to have superpowers, who are supposed to be normal people, and I do that in air quotes because obviously she had all this training and everything like that. She hasn't had a normal upbringing at all whatsoever, but yet they're still able to take a lot more damage than a normal human being can take with no explanation given. And that's where it becomes unbelievable for me. That's where my disbelief
is no longer suspendable.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it wavers. My suspension disbelief begins to waver at certain points. Granted, I still enjoy these movies. I love these films, and I am willing to, forgive a lot of this stuff. But I still am going to list it as bad because, that's what we do here. We list the bad, and that is bad because if you want to make it realistic, you can't glance over this stuff. You want to make it realistic, you got to make it realistic. You can't have both ways.
The movie wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Black Widow was carted to the hospital. The end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So I am not
spoiling.
I am not going to make any fans.
Spoiler you.
I am not going to make any fans for us at all with my bad or my ugly.
Just such a horrible spoiler.
It is. The story.
Okay.
The entire story.
You might be about to make an enemy out of me here.
It was so incredibly bullshit. From opening scene to closing scene. I did not buy the story for 1 second.
I'm probably going to strongly disagree with you on this, but I'm going to listen to your argument first. And go from there.
We're supposed to believe that there's a Russian program which kidnaps children, brainwashes them to be killers, has mind control abilities that they could utilize on any person, anywhere, at any time. And the U.S. government knows nothing about this. Shields, we're in this universe.
Before the mind control part, The stuff, everything up to the mind control part, was already known about because that was how Black Widow was created, and S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't know about her. S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't know about the Black Widows being created. However, it was supposed to be that they believe it's destroyed and they're not looking for it anymore.
Correct. That's my point. And if they would have left it at that, but when Dr. Bad Guy shows the screen with 1,000 girls,
Yeah.
and you're telling me that the U.S. government doesn't know about it, that S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't know about it, that nobody knows about it. Bullshit, Marvel.
Don't forget, we also got Sword now, too.
Well, Sword, S.H.I.E.L.D., whatever.
Yeah. S.H.I.E.L.D. is supposed to be gone. Sword's around, but S.H.I.E.L.D. is technically still around, I suspect.
Yes. Well, except for they kept alluding to that was actually Hydra.
No. S.H.I.E.L.D. was gone because of Hydra, but then with Fury being in the space station,
Looking for her shoes.
it looks like that's S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
Who knows? We'll have a better idea once we get to that point.
Right.
Yeah, we're not there.
But that was the whole story. I could not for 1 second go, yeah, this is feasible. I could not. Everything from her reuniting with her family. Okay, the sister I can buy. You're gonna he's over 10 seconds and then form a relationship. Fine. They were much closer to each other than they were to the parents. But the dad was, and the mom, okay, I will not get one. You let your children be taken, knowing exactly from the hysterectomy, forced hysterectomy, to the brainwashing, to you volunteered them. And I'm supposed to buy that when they meet you the next time, they don't slit your fucking throat.
Keep in mind, they're not their real children.
Doesn't matter.
It was
3 years. 3 years they raised these girls.
3 years they're pretending to be a family.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if they would have met again and Black Widow would have took out her knife and done that really cool thing she did and slit his throat and then threw the knife and put it right through the bitch's eyes, the mom, I'd have been, yeah, I believe that. Yeah. But huggy, kissy, cami, right here, Marvel.
All except that they weren't. They actually showed right off the bat they're not.
By the end.
Exactly. In fact, I love the fact that the Red Guardian feels it is a happy family reunion.
The Red Guardian is clueless. You've already said that.
And he's like, and he flat out thinks, well, that's the whole thing. For the Red Guardian, it makes perfect sense because he's stupid enough to think this was all a good idea.
Right.
He thought the fact that they were turned into weapons, great idea. The fact that they can't have kids, awesome idea. The fact that they were going around assassinating people, he couldn't have been prouder of how many people they've killed. I mean, he literally says that.
Yeah.
So that part makes perfect sense because of how the character is, how they made the character. With her, with the mother, they point out exactly what it is because I agree with you that it would normally make sense. And what does Black Widow tell her? And you can tell from her reaction, it's absolutely 100% true. She's a coward. She knows what it is. She goes and puts it in her own head. She convinces herself this is for the good. This is the right thing to do when she knows it isn't because she's too cowardly to stand up to them. And it takes Black Widow and her and the other one to basically show her the error of her ways. I, for one, am fine with the storyline. I do not have a problem with the storyline. I do not consider it bad.
The storyline was a segue between action scenes.
Yeah, I don't.
That's all it was.
There's a lot of films I would agree with you on, but I disagree with this one. I do feel this storyline was interesting. I did like it. There are a few things that I do agree were far-fetching. Like the beginning, toward the beginning, where the only reason she's in this in the first place is because of a package which she throws in her car. And I just happen to have to go get gas because the generator went out. And Taskmaster, of all people, come after the package.
Don't even get me to that.
They could have just sent a random Black Widow. They send Taskmaster,
right?
And then she decides, well, this person's trying to going after this package. I better go find my sister and find out what's going on. So that, yes, that stretches it. Because it feels like, hey, we had a story here that we easily could have done earlier. But we didn't make the movie earlier. So now we got to find a way to kind of shoehorn it into the current timeline. That's what it kind of felt like to me with how they get there. Once they get there, I don't have a problem with it. I'm fine with the storyline once they get there. It's getting there is the only issue I had. So that would be my next bet. That would be my next bet. My next bet would be how we get to this storyline is a tad far-fetching.
Okay, but we also, every twist, every turn, you and I predicted 20 minutes before it happened. Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, because I did predict the twist with Taskmaster.
Yep. And we twisted it. He was still alive.
Well,
this is what I'm saying.
The funny thing is the Taskmaster, I was absolutely convinced was one thing. And then about, I'd say 20 minutes before the reveal, I was like, oh, wait, no, now I know what it is. Duh.
Right.
It was right there in front of me the whole time. How did I miss that?
That's why I say out of all of the Marvel movies, I truly believe this story was the weakest. Was it entertaining? Somewhat. But it just wasn't enough for, it could have, no.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
So I think that's about it for the bad for me as well. Are you ready for some ugly?
We're going to argue. Yes.
We're really going to argue on this one.
We're going to argue
so let's get to the argue. I mean, let's get to the ugly. All right, here we are at the ugly.
You want to do the ugly?
Oh, I got no ugly.
I got a huge ugly.
I got no ugly. I don't even have a softcore ugly because here's the thing. Honestly, I couldn't think of anything ugly about this film. Now, you are going to disagree with that.
I'm
here
fully going to
disagree pretty quickly. But, honestly, the flaws that I felt were in this film, they weren't large enough for me for an ugly. But that was me. He's not as nice as I am. So let's go with your ugly.
I want to prefacate this statement, and I have said in many of our videos, how much I truly enjoy female heroes. I love a strong female, believable character.
Same here.
I really do. Ripley, Black Widow in this film. Very strong, very believable.
Okay.
Not an emotional wreck. But the man-bashing in this film was so unpalatable. I almost was like, Scott, I can't watch this.
You haven't seen Birds of Prey, have you?
But that was tongue-in-cheek. I'm okay with it being funny tongue-in-cheek. There was not one man worth a shit in this movie. The one that came close was the guy that got her the helicopter in the plane.
Yeah, I was going to say, the guy who got her to the stuff.
But she was paying him.
True, but he is still worth a shit.
None of the male characters in this film.
There's not that many male characters.
Issue number one. No. Equality means equality, folks. It means if they.
I can't really.
I've got to be so careful because I don't want to offend.
Hold on a second. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's 3 male characters in this.
There's the bad doctor.
Yes.
Or the bad whatever.
There's the
Red Guardian.
And there's the guy who got her the stuff.
The guy who got her stuff. And I'm sorry, but there should be Taskmaster.
But I'm just saying, is there another guy beyond that?
General Thaddeus.
Oh, I don't count him. He's practically a cameo.
He's in the film.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, he kicked the whole thing off. He's absolutely a dude.
He kicks the whole thing off, but he's like never shows.
But he's an asshole villain.
Oh yeah. Well, he's an asshole at least.
Every male in this film is bad. Is worthless.
He's always an asshole.
Now I get Red Guardian was comic relief. I get that, but they can't even.
I see it.
You can't even let him climb out of the jail scene. You got to make a fool out of him. I didn't find that funny.
I did find
it was sad.
I found that a lot of funny, actually.
But
here's the thing. I feel that you're not wrong, but mostly because they had so few male characters in this. If they had more male characters, that might have been different. But there's so few. There's 3 guys. That's it. There's only 3 guys.
Which is an issue.
I don't say that really is an issue. I like women, but
no crap, Sherlock. I prefer the female species as well. However, my point is, you did so good with Black Widow and her sister, but you couldn't put one guy for the little boys to go, hey, I identify with that dude. He's an all right guy.
Honestly, it didn't bother me that much.
Well,
we've got so many movies that are so filled with men with so few women. I don't have a problem with a movie where we got mostly women, almost no men. It does not bother me. When you only got 3 guys, and one of them's the villain of the film.
Well, yeah.
And the other one's the comic relief. Yeah, it doesn't shock me that most of them are not that great.
You could have gave us one. It could have been.
Like I said, you technically do have one, because the one who's getting her the stuff, yeah, she's paying him, but he is a decent person, especially at the end. They have a whole nice thing about him at the end. So yeah, he is a nice person, and they give him crap because he gave her kind of crappy generator and everything like that. Yeah. But he's like, he didn't give me time. He gave me time.
Incompetent.
But then like at the end, he's like, she's like, wow, that's nice. And he's like, see, this was happening. Give me time. I'm here for you, but you got to give me time.
I had the same issue with Captain Marvel. My whole thing is, give something for the girls to look up to, the little girls that are watching this, but you also can't ignore the other half of the planet. Give something for the little boys to look up to,
when we get to the point where we got more movies where it's just women, I'll start agreeing with you. But right now, because we got so many movies where it's just a lot of guys and very few women, I disagree. I still say, there's just so much unevenness in the number of films where we got more guys than women, that when we have a handful of films where it's all women, I totally forgive it. If we get to the point where we got more films where it's just all women, that's when I'll be like, hey, come on, throw us a bone once in a while.
Give it a freaking bone.
That's when I'll say it. But until that happens, no, I totally feel that this is okay. I see nothing wrong with a movie like this because we get so few of them. If we had more of them, it'd be different.
Captain Marvel, Birds of Prey, now this. And I can go back. I can keep going. There's plenty of... We go to rom-coms, we can go into...
Because other than those three, that's about it.
Well, we're staying in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Would you stop?
Except Birds of Prey is not Marvel.
This cable is driving me insane.
Birds of Prey
is DC. I'm fully aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
But even that film was...
Oh, no.
The way they addressed it, though, I didn't mind.
Birds of Prey was the one that I felt like, oh my God, seriously, is there not one male presence in this entire film worth a damn? No.
No, there wasn't.
And here's the thing. Was there a single woman who was bad? No. All the women were all... I take it back. There was that one woman. There was one woman who was bad.
It was also titled The Liberation of Harley Quinn. Mm-hmm. I don't expect there to be a whole... Emancipation, thank you. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect a whole lot of We Love Men. I expected a lot more guy bashing in that one, but I expected it.
There was a lot of guy bashing.
I did not expect it in Black Widow, and I sure as hell didn't expect it in Captain Marvel.
And I don't really feel like it was in Black Widow. So
they didn't bash the men. There was no men bashing, but again, you didn't give anyone to look up to if you happen to have a penis.
But like I said, I was fine
and the Taskmaster switch is what really closed the lid on the coffin.
Yeah.
Taskmaster is a dude.
Once again, I was fine with that.
I'm not okay with gender switching.
I had no problem. I am totally okay with gender switching.
Actually,
I do not have a problem with gender switching.
See, and I don't know if it's the issue, if I have the issue with the fact that you think that is the red in her ledger, that she killed the little girl, but the little girl didn't die, so that red's irrelevant.
So yeah, she's got a lot of red though. Yeah, I mean, Loki, like your ledger is gushing.
But what?
And I love the fact he mentioned it. By the way, Loki, way back in the Avengers,
mentioned
Draco's daughter.
Yes,
that was the red. One of the things he mentioned several things. That was one of them, and I love the fact that we finally. But that also shows where I said about this film felt like it should have happened sooner. It felt like we should have had this movie sooner.
Between Avengers 2 and 3 is where it should have been, personally. Mm-hmm.
Which, technically, that's when it's taking place,
yeah.
Oddly enough.
But that's when
it takes place during 2 and 3.
But, again...
Between 2 and 3, but...
That's my ugly. You really should have had at least one good dude.
Yeah. Disagree totally.
And Falcon was the other guy in jail. The guy made the comment, we've got Barton, we've got... Whatever... mini crime guy or whatever. Falcon was the other guy.
Because they
can't even mention Falcon's name.
Yeah, he goes and says the other guy, and the one who shrinks or something like that.
Yes.
Or the Incredible Shrinking Man. Yeah.
Incredible Shrinking Convict.
Yeah, the Incredible Shrinking Convict.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we were trying to figure out who the other guy was.
It was Falcon. Yes.
So that's my ugly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't have one because
good.
Honestly, I just felt there was nothing in this film that really warrants an ugly.
Please leave your hate comments down at the bottom. Send all hate email to don't even mention our name studios@gmail.com. Care of Robert.
Yeah, I'm going to say, all that hate mail, be sure to address it to Robert.
That's a house that feels it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that's it. I think we got to give out some coffee cups. Then.
We do. Mm-hmm. We do. I'm
curious.
I bet you're
really
going to be a lot higher than me on this.
I suspect I'm going to do a lot higher on you than this one.
Who wants to go first?
I'm the Marvel fanboy. I think you can guess what mine's going to be. I don't think we should start with mine. We should start with yours because you're the wild card. Mine is like, oh my god, he's the Marvel fanboy. We're going to know what it's going to be.
I am a Marvel fanboy. There's no doubt about that. I am too. I like Marvel. I like DC. I like them both equally. I know it's not possible, but I do.
Yeah, I don't like them equally, but go on.
This table's going to drive me to drink. More. Okay, so we're gonna do 4. We're gonna do 4.
Oh God, we're gonna start the math here again.
We have to take one away for the no male character that I can remotely say, "Hey, you're a good guy." We're gonna take 1 away for Taskmaster. Then we're gonna take a half away for the horrible story. Yeah, half. And 1.5 coffee cups is what I'm giving this film.
Mm-hmm. Now, I kind of feel bad because he's got it so small, 1.5 over there, that I probably would want to give it some extra coffee cups to go and, validate. But the problem is, I was going to give it 5 anyway.
Oh, wow!
So, because of that fact, it's painful unless you want to stack another 5 on top.
Maybe I could do a pyramid.
Yeah. But honestly, no. There's so few things I had a problem with this. I found this completely and totally entertaining. Yes, I'm a bit biased. I love the Marvel films. But the thing is that there are definitely a handful of Marvel films I have not liked as much as the other ones. And Black Widow, sadly, honestly, it's not one of them. I did find just as much enjoyment in Black Widow as I did most of the other ones that I put pretty high up there. Would I say it's one of the best Marvel films ever made? No. I wouldn't go that high. But it is good enough to get 5 coffee cups, honestly. I think they did a phenomenal job with this movie. I was happy with pretty much everything in this movie. I only have a few nitpicks, which we already went over, and that's it. Other than that, once again, as far as I'm concerned, knocked it out of the park again. Marvel just keeps amazing me because I keep expecting them to drop the ball on one of these films, and they haven't done it yet. Congratulations to them. Same goes with the TV shows. Oh man, every TV show, I'm expecting this to be the TV show where they're finally going to drop the ball. No, they haven't done it yet, man. It's amazing. I keep expecting it.
We agree to disagree.
Oh, I hate that.
I'd given it 1.5 for the action. If it wasn't for the action, it would have been 0.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We are totally on opposite.
It happens.
We're on opposite ends of the fence on this one. No.
Will I watch it if they make a sequel? Yeah, for the action.
Yeah, although I suspect they make a sequel, it will be with the sister.
Well, she's dead, so yeah, it would have to be with the sister.
It would have to be with the
She's
sister.
got a bad case of death.
Yeah, bad case of death. Cute.